All right, hey y'all, welcome back for Daily Decolonizing. Today we are doing the Third Amendment. This one's relatively easy. Okay, so the Third Amendment is the quartering of soldiers, all right? No soldier shall, in a time of peace, be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in a time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law. So, they could write a law and this amendment could go away. They probably have. We still have 24 amendments to go through. Okay. We're going to look at this. I asked Google. So we're going to go through this a little bit. I don't really have prompts, but I do have relationship that we're going to talk about. Okay? All right. The Third Amendment in the United States Constitution prohibits the government from forcing citizens to house military personnel in their homes without consent, except in times of war, when the law prescribes the process. Peacetime is described as, or defined as, the government cannot quarter soldiers in private homes without the owner's consent. Okay? Wartime, the government can quarter soldiers in private homes, but only in a manner prescribed by law. So, we need to get into your house to use your roof to snipe these people, right? Things like that. All right, the Third Amendment is part of the Bill of Rights, is generally considered to be the least controversial amendment in the Constitution. I've never even heard of it. It has never been argued in the Supreme Court. The Third Amendment was written in response to the colonists, my bad, resentment of British laws that allowed soldiers to take over private homes. Okay, think about this. Okay, the colonists preferred to rely on local militia for protection and were angry about having to provide supplies to the British soldiers. Tensions between the colonists and the British government increased, leading to the Boston Massacre in 1770 and the Boston Tea Party in 1773. Damn, okay. The Third Amendment established the idea of private property and individual rights, right? We already talked about that. Oh, no, that was the Weak Bacon Bake. John Locke was the one that was all about private property. Anyway, it gave people the right to choose who had access to their private property and when their privacy could be breached, okay? All right. The thing that I want to talk about mostly, we're going to go back to this sentence right here, the one that I told you to think about, okay? Wow, Boxcar Racer got really loud for a sec. Okay. Okay. Response to the colonists' resentment of British laws that allowed soldiers to take over their private homes. If you have paid any attention to what's happening in the Middle East, specifically Palestine, specifically West Bank and Gaza, you know that the IOF is going into people's homes and taking them, like completely taking them, right? Not even for, said mission, right? But completely taking over their homes, destroying everything, dressing up in lingerie, going through people's things. They're making horrible social media posts about, like, mocking, they're spray painting. Anyway, so they are completely ruining people's private property. Yes, I understand that's not the United States. But again, as we're decolonizing from the Bill of Rights here in America, we're using that as a map to look at the world, right? Especially because the United States has this in their Bill of Rights, but then they turn around and go do this shit to other people, right? Because the IOF is funded by the United States, right? Let's keep it so fucking for real. So, here, in these man-made borders, some people are protected under this Third Amendment. But, again, they have the distinction to make whether it's a peacetime or a wartime, or if you don't even have that right? If you're renting, for instance, and you're not the owner, your landlord gets the right to tell people whether or not they can go into your home, right? And they can do so without a warrant because it's not yours. You don't own it, right? And that's what we mean about private property and John Locke's ideas regarding the privatization of property But this system, the capitalistic system, has come in and bought everything out from underneath everyone, right? Stolen land, stolen homes, right? We have millions of empty homes in this country, just sitting there, and we've got millions of homeless folks, right? Like 1 + 1 would equal 2 if it wasn't about greed and profit and everything. But I just wanted to really, I don't even have any prompts for this today. Just think about it, just reflect, because I mean, I guess the prompt would be like, what the fuck would you do if someone came into your home and destroyed it, right? You would want to protect your home, your family, your belongings, your land, your animals. And so if that's how you feel about this amendment, right, because that's the only prompt I really have is like, how does this make you feel, right? Why are you okay with the government who has this in their constitution going and doing that to someone else? Why does that make it? I don't understand, right? I understand that people believe in nationalism, right? That was the questions that we were talking about. But you have to understand that these man-made borders, these governments, this system, it's all been made up. We can make up other things, okay? So if you wouldn't want military coming into your home, which I don't know anyone who would, including other military folk, right? I'm not military, but you know what's up, right? So let's just call out the hypocrisy, and let's think about it with empathy, whether or not we would want that, whether or not, how would we respond to that, I guess, is the prompt. How would you respond to that? Okay? And just a reminder that people all over the world are standing up for their rights in this moment. And yeah, it's okay to do that. It's a human right. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter what man-made borders you're in. It doesn't matter your skin, your beliefs. It doesn't matter. If you're a human, you have that right. Okay, have a good one.